Hello, this is Amy, Master Herbalist and Naturopath, and today I want to talk to you about flatulence, otherwise known as gas. So this could be very annoying, and there are different things that can be done to help with this problem, especially if it's a chronic issue. Now we want to differentiate here between there's basically two different ways that we do get flatulence. One is by the way that we eat. So we can be swallowing air, and then that gets into our system, and of course it has to be released. The other is when the body produces this gas because of incorrect eating, in the sense of how things are mixing in the body and producing the gas. And usually those kind of gases are they have an odor to them. So that's the difference between the two. So of course, if we are gulping our food down and we're swallowing air, that's going to be something that we just have to address on how we eat. So it is recommended that we take, when we eat food, Dr. Christopher used to teach that we chew the food 100 times. So 100 times chewing for each bite of food that we have, which is quite a bit. I've tried it before. It is, when you're done with that food is going to be thoroughly masticated. That does aid in digestion. So it is a good practice. So that's one thing to consider and do to help with digestion and gas issues. So the other problem with the forming of the gas is what I described as it's the body making it. So there's two ways in this that the body will make the gas. One is when the food ferments. So fermentation happens when there's food sugars, and then the sugars will start fermenting in the body, and that will cause some gas. So the sugars, things that produce the sugars would be, of course, desserts, fruit. Eating those things with a meal or drinking a sweet drink with a meal will cause even all the rest of the food to ferment. The other is putrefaction. So when the food putrefies, which basically means that it is rotting. Okay, the food putrefying is usually like the meats and the animal products. So when those are rotting, then that's going to cause gas, of course. So so there can be different causes for that, like combining food that don't go well together, eating fruit at the end of a meal, and that producing the sweetness that causes the rest of the food to ferment. So a good practice is to not eat fruit with a meal. That is actually advocated by hygienists and other people who are into food combining. So, we can talk about food combining too, but in general, basically carbohydrates and protein, they do not digest well. And so combining those can cause digestive issues, which will cause, most of the time, it will be putrefaction. If there's a lot of sugars in that, then it'll cause the fermentation. Okay, so these all can cause gas. Help with it. Things that can help with this would be like enzymes, okay, to help digest the foods. Also herbs, good herbs that help with gas would be peppermint would be one, fennel seed and caraway seed. Those are good for gas. For the most part, it is a lifestyle. So you want to also look at different food. I want to talk about a few different food types that are more gas producing. Of course, we know about beans. Beans can cause gas. So you want to soak the beans or have it soak them at least 12 hours. That is said to help. Other foods would be like the broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower, and those type of foods can also cause gas. Another one is chocolate. That can cause gas as well. Remedy for gas would be charcoal. This absorbs odor and it can help to just really relieve the gas issue. So just to summarize, there's a lot involved in this. It's not a simple fix. So eating and chewing food properly is important. Making sure to combine food that work well together, not having sweets with meals or fruit with meals. Also not eating a lot of the food items that cause gas. And then taking different enzymes with a meal. Like one thing that you can do, and what I do is I drink kombucha with my meals that have mainly cooked foods. So I'll have kombucha with lunch and supper, and that has a lot of enzymes and probiotics, and so that's going to aid in digestion. So that's another factor. And then, of course, using charcoal if it's a continual problem. I hope this has helped you. We'll see you again. Take care.